POVE, you're here at the Peerless Show with Adam Carson and
Oliver Bawtree.
From
NowSignage
and
Amino.
okay. Bit complicated, but we're going to go through it. Very easy. Signage software.
So we're enterprise grade CMS, so content management system. Digital signage is overlooked as simply a screen in a window with video playback or image content. We're now looking at full encompassing of your AI data that's coming through. We're looking at expanding your retail media networks, and we're looking at every form and facet of digital signage that you need to implement. It's a modernizing catchment that you've got to get a hold of, get a front of. And we're working with our wonderful ecosystem partners in Amino, specialists in the IPTV. And we have projects live across the world, and we're looking to keep doing many more.
Lovely. One of the things I've always found with signage is the upskilling, the training. So let's say I'm a sports bar. In that sports bar, what I really need is how am I going to maximize from the data that I'm able to obtain? How am I going to maximize my revenue over the course of a whole year? I've got events on, I've got private parties. I want to push my food. I want to push, whatever it might be. How do you facilitate that?
Well, if you think back to like the earlier days of digital signage, think of programming costs. Think of those guys sat at laptops typing away at £800 an hour or however much it used to be. Now it's an engaging and it is an open environment where people can come in and almost have simplistic plug and play, drag and drop. It's the feeling of something coming out of your pocket. You almost know the platform before you get into it. And when you talk about specific environments like that, if you've got multi-vendor backgrounds like a sports bar where you've got different drinks providers, Coca-Colas, then the alcohols, they all want a piece and a bite of the pie. You can monetize your networks. You can tell them about events you're doing way in advance, and you can use our ad booker platform to really plan that out. And they can go into the network, go into the system, upload their content that they want to show, pay you directly for that screen at that time. And then as soon as it comes around, you've got the World Cup, you've got the Rugby World Cup, the Olympics, specifically created marketing content from each of those vendors, broadcast as and when they want it. And then you can look at wider ecosystem partners like Cavidi, Nexmosphere, who will analyze footfall, analyze the count of screens, playbacks, how many people see it. And then they're seeing a true investment to their marketing budget.
So I just want to bring you in, Ollie, about the your product with media players, but also the whole IPTV part of things. What role do you play in this partnership?
As the media player, we're the platform. So you would essentially have System on Chip, who of course is our competition. Those chips, they're cheap sets. They don't run with the correct rendering. The low latency IPTV, they don't really handle the processing power that you need. So what you'd have is you'd have a media player. And essentially, as I said, we're partnering with NowSignage, who have the monetization of that media player and what the customers want to see. So in terms of what we're doing and the exciting things that we're doing with NowSignage is, yes, we've got the media player. Yes, we've got the digital signage on there, but it's more about the ecosystem. It's the scalability. It's the touchless integration. And that's where we're going for. And that's what we're doing in the market.
And I presume you work with all kinds of display manufacturers.
Yeah, we'll sit across anything you can think of, all the major superpowers out there, Samsung, LG. But when it comes to, and it's a point Ollie was very specific about, we have to understand sort of what is our utopian ecosystem. System on chip is great, but if you're looking at 4K content that's doing screen sync across displays, do you trust the robustness of the system on chip, or do you need the dedicated media player? Amino, for example, is huge for us across the Middle East just because of the rigorous testing that they do in high temperature conditions. We have to be able to understand and believe that the product will stand up, because as soon as a network goes down or a player goes down, it's the NowSignage CMS that's letting them down in their eyes, even though it's not. So knowing that we've got that ruggedized and really well-tested platform behind us just gives us that confidence.
So you're the hardware piece, you're the software piece, working tangentially together. So where would people go to find out a bit more information?
Go to nowsignage.com or
Amino.tv.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great show.
Cheers, bud.
Come on, y'all remember my name. DJ Woody.